Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Adina Bashar from UTP Press of University Technology Petronas. So we are here today for the Carnival Buku Ilmiah KABI 4.0, and we would like to thank MAPIM and Shopee for co-organising and featuring us in this event. We are more than honoured to be a part of this carnival. So without further ado, let's get into it. So with me here today is UTP's very own Associate Professor. And he is not just any professor, he is also known for his writings, and not to mention, he is an award winner for 3 awards by far, which are Publication Book Award UTP Quality Day 2017 for this book, and National Book Award 2018 for Best General Book also for this book, and Publication Book UTP Quality Day 2019 Award for this book. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you all to APIR Dr. Bashar S. Muhammad. Thank you, Doctor, for being here with us today. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Adina, for having me.
Yeah, so we will talk about your success story in writing STEM books. So can you please begin by telling a bit about yourself?
I am Dr. Bashar S. Muhammad, Associate Prof in the Civil and Environmental Engineering Department, University Technology Petronas. Also, I am a professional engineer, registered with the Board of Engineers Malaysia. I am also a chartered engineer and fellow Institution of Civil Engineers, UK. Also, for the time being, I am the chair of the Civil and Environmental Engineering Department, UTP, and beside that, I am the president of my Geopolymer Society, Malaysia.
Oh wow, that's impressive. So Doctor, can you please share with us your academic journey or experience?
Okay, I have obtained my bachelor degree in civil engineering in 1994 from University Technology in Baghdad, Iraq. In 1996, I was working in Yemen with the United Nations Capital Development Fund in charge on feeder road construction, 74 kilometers, beside all the structural components such as the RC culverts, slope protections, retaining walls. 1996, I came to Malaysia. I work as a site engineer, then project engineer, then project manager. In 2003, I've obtained my master's degree in structural engineering from USM, Malaysia. And 2006, I've obtained my PhD in masonry structure. 2007, I joined Unit 10 as a senior lecturer. 2011, I was in Ryerson University, Toronto, Canada, as a postdoctorate. 2012, I joined UTP as associate prof, and I'm still here.
I see. So you've been to a lot of places.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
So Doctor, what is your specialization in engineering?
In fact, I am a structural engineer, and a structural engineer has sound knowledge in materials beside the structural behavior of a component or a system. So usually in my research work, I work on developing the material to suit the structural use. Then I do the testing and also the analyzing for the structural behavior of the component or a system made of this material.
I see. So structural engineering
Yeah.
is your specialization. Yeah. So since your specialization is in structural engineering, is that what makes you write these 3 books?
Yes, it's true. As I mentioned before, I am a structural engineer, and structural engineer has some knowledge in materials and also the structural behavior of a component or a system made of this material. I have published the 3 books, besides like a couple hundreds of research papers. But these 3 books, all of them published by UTP Press. Many thanks to UTP Press and the people in charge of UTP Press, especially Puan Satiha and her team. So the first book I published, it was the reinforced concrete structure or design of reinforced concrete element to Eurocode 2. This one is focused on not only on the concrete, on the properties of the concrete, but on the behavior of the structural component made of this concrete, like the beam, column, slabs, footings, and this one is a textbook. Later we talk maybe more about this book. And the other two books is it's a kind of mix between the material and the structural behavior of the product made of this material, like for the design of engineered composite link slab. This one talk about the development of engineered cementitious composites, and we use it as a link slab in the bridge to prevent the corrosion at the bridge. And this one also we'll talk later about it. And also we have design and test all these link slabs as a structural component. And we analyze it. And also the third book is the rubber-crete interlocking bricks. We develop the material and we produce the brick, interlocking brick. Then we test the system made of this brick, like walls and the prisms.
I see. So we will talk about the writing process of your books now. So how long did it take for you to write each book, Doctor?
It depends on the book we are writing, whether it's a textbook or a research book. This one is depend on the available of the material for the writer. Like for the textbook, the design of reinforced concrete elements, I was teaching the reinforced concrete since 2008. Then I have my own lecture notes. I keep improving the lecture notes. Not every year, but every semester I'm adding, editing, formatting the things. So till I reach to the stage I feel I have to publish my book for the benefit of my student and not only student but also practicing engineers, not only in Malaysia, everywhere, because this will talk about the Eurocode. We do the design based on the Eurocode. So I put my lecture notes together, then I publish, I send it to UTP for publishing, and it was the first book. The second book, which was the design of engineered cementitious composite link slab, and the third book, rubber-crete interlocking block. This one, we have run the research and we have all the material, so we put it together, formatting, and we send it to UTP Press, then publish. Maybe later we talk about the process of how to publish a book through UTP Press.
Nice, I see. So basically, this book is a textbook.
It's a textbook.
And
yeah.
These other two books
It's
for application.
It's outcome of research. So it's a kind of talk about the products, new products, and how to use it, and the design, the analysis, and even from the material, how to mix the material, and so on. All the information is there.
It's more suitable for practicing engineers out there, right?
It's not only for a practicing engineer, but also for students, undergraduate and postgraduate students, when they study specific things, like when they come to this material, for example, sustainable material, or how to deal with the problem of corrosion in the bridge, so they can use these books.
I see. Okay, so I heard that this year you have one more book in production. Is that correct?
Yeah, is it true?
So can you please briefly enlighten us what the book is about?
Actually, the book is dictionary, Malay English, related to the civil engineering. So it makes it easy for lecturers, students, public who are interested in the construction industry and civil engineering in general, such as contractor, builder, salespeople who's dealing with the product of construction building materials. it provides a reference for them. It's easy to find unusual terminology because this book, it will be an e-book, so it will be handy for them to use, and it's easy to find all this unusual terminology, whatever they can find.
That's impressive. And also there is not much engineering dictionaries out there, right?
Even though there are some dictionaries, definitely there will be available dictionaries, but zoom in the civil engineering and all the terminologies in there, more focus on the civil engineering and the terminologies of the civil engineering. It will make it very handy and useful for specific people who are interested in the civil engineering and they want to find some terminologies and how to translate it from Malay to English or from English to Malay.
That's impressive. So I hope that this book will be useful and come in handy for the students and all practicing engineers in civil engineering out there.
Thank you, Ali.
So, Doctor, you have 3 published books, 1 book on the way, and also hundreds of written research articles, right?
You're right.
So I would like to know, what is your inspiration and motivation behind this? What drives you to be this passionate?
Yeah, actually you have to divide it to 2 groups, the books and the articles. Articles usually is a very important for academician and the researcher to publish the articles because it's adding to the literature, available literature on a specific discipline. So it will help other researchers to frame their projects. So that to avoid duplication, wasting time and effort, and also to become more known for your peers as well, and also to gain the reputation in the area of research we are working on. And also it's part of our KPI. I think all the researchers and academicians everywhere in the world to publish as part of the requirement. Yeah, for the books, because I'm targeting the target readers. If textbook, it will be the undergraduate, postgraduate, and also it will be very suitable for a practicing engineer. So as academician, I have to produce a book in my area, so to share the knowledge with my student. I think the student will feel very happy when they read a book of their own lecturer, rather than it's just the lecture notes. And also to fill in the gap, because for example, for the design of reinforced concrete elements to Eurocode, we have a very limited references in the market available on how to design based on Eurocode 2, because previously the design was based on the British code. So there are so many hundreds of references, but after the withdrawal of the British code and replaced by the Eurocode, then the references become very limited, and there are some of difficulties for for undergraduate student and postgraduate student to find references. So that's why I have to publish my book to fill in the gap. And also it's become very useful for engineers who are practicing engineer and currently working in the construction industry, because previously they've been taught in the university based on the British code, but now changed to the Eurocode, so it will be helpful to them. So they go through, they know how to do the design based on the Eurocode.
And also I also think that you can relate to them because you were also in the industry. Right?
Yes. I think, in fact, we are also doing so many short courses using the book, the reinforced concrete element Eurocode 2, as the main material during the short course.
I see. So when writing your books, do you have any specific approaches to cater to the different categories of audience, like students, practicing engineers, or just public in general?
Yeah, frankly speaking, when you write a book, you have to cater for all this reader, but in different weightage. For the textbook, definitely the target readers, it will be the undergraduate students. That's why we have to develop the theory from the first principles, derive all the formula, and also we have to provide as much as possible solve step-by-step examples, looking at the problem from different angles, so for better understanding to the students. And also we have to provide tutorial problems at the end of each chapter, so for them to practice. So this is for the textbook when the main target is the student. But when we write the other research book, like for example, the rubber create interlocking effects, this one is more, even though it's suitable for the student, but it's more focused on the how to develop the products from the mixing to the testing, the system made of this product. So it's very much suitable not only for engineer, practicing engineer, especially the construction engineer and structural engineer, but also to industry, where they can, if they like to explore or to have more products, whatever, so they can go through the book and they see how to develop this products and what is the structural behavior of this product, what is suitable for their structures. So yeah, this is the approach. But we have to provide the introduction, suitable introduction. So at the end, all the target reader will be all the students, practicing engineer, and the public who are interested in the construction industry.
I understand. So if the target reader is students, you'll be more meticulous and you make sure that all the terms are derived and simplified.
All the formula derives, so they know how we derive the formula from the first principles, so they know how to use the formula in the application, how to solve the problem using this formula. It's not only we provide the formula, but usually for the research book we don't derive the formula. Seldom we derive the formula, but we only how to apply the formula.
I understand. So for the next question, have you encountered any big challenges while writing article journals and books?
At the beginning, yes. At the beginning of my journey, yes. Where to start, from where to start, and also whether my idea is good enough for the public, for the students. But now I think I don't have all these challenges. But at the beginning, where to start? So actually, if you are writing a book or you are writing article, the best advice, you just start. You just start, and you just within the time you can gain the experience. So maybe the first book it will be a difficult a bit to write it, but the next book it will be much easier.
You will learn as you go.
You learn as you go. So it's better to start writing rather than just keep wondering when you are going to start writing the first book. I think writing my first book, I wasted like 1 year at the beginning. It's just I'm keep wondering whether my book it will be a good book, or whether my book it will be very useful. But when I finished the book, when I started, then I finished the book. And many thanks to UTP Press for helping me publishing the book. I won 2 awards for the book. It was the National Book Award in 2018. Also during the Q Day, the Quality Day for UTP, also I won the award. So it was even the book has become a main reference book for so many universities. So I'm quite happy now. I'm just blaming myself why I wasted 1 year just thinking whether my book it will be useful or not. No. I'm not gonna do that anymore. That's why when I come with the other 2 books, no, I just start with my material, format, editing, research. I spend time on them and publish them, and thanks God, another book also won the award during the 2019 during the Quality Day of UTP. So
that's
yes,
really amazing.
Yeah. So don't waste time. Just start writing the book.
So So doctor, do you agree that technical books are harder to write than social sciences books? Because generally, we can find more social sciences books than technical books in the market. So what is your opinion on this?
On the first part of the question, I disagree. I disagree on the technical book is harder than the social sciences book. But I agree with that in the market, the social science book is much more than the technical book. I think this one, the academician and the engineering and the STEM should be blamed for this one, for not writing the book. Because again, I think they think the same way I did before, whether my book will be good, whether my book I'm writing the good books or the students or the industry will use or not. So that's why it just took them time to decide on writing their book. I think social science, those who are working in the social science, I think they are more trained on that. So if the academician in STEM start writing their book, at least one lecturer or one academician produce one book a year, I think it will be more technical books in the market, and they can bridge the gap. So this is the responsibility of STEM academicians.
Maybe they need to attend a workshop of writing technical books.
Actually, in UTP Press, they are conducting so many workshops to educate our lecturers, our academicians on writing the books and the process, which is a very friendly user process. So I feel that within time, especially in UTP, I think inshallah maybe within the couple years we will have so many books coming from our academicians.
Inshallah, hopefully. So doctor, do you agree with the statement that every academician must publish at least one book during their tenure? And do you think it is true that their writings represent their scholarliness?
Yes, I do agree. I do agree with both the statement. Every academician must publish his own book. Because for every academician, like during the tenure, maybe 5, 6, 10 years, teaching the undergraduate, postgraduate students, so they do have their lecture notes. And these lecture notes, definitely they are doing editing and improving the lecture notes every semester, every year. So I believe now all the academicians, they do have their lecture note which is ready to be published as a book. So it's very easy. We just go through the process. Maybe let me touch on the process, how to publish a book, especially with UTP Press. First, you come with your proposal. In your proposal, you have to provide some information like the target readers, like the outline of the book, how many chapters, how many pages you intend to write. Then once you receive the approval and the comment from the UTP Press, then you start writing. Well, during the writing, you start editing, researching, improving, formatting. Then after you finish the first draft, you send it back to UTP Press, where they do the internal editing and also the formatting that they send to you. You address all the comments, then you send it back to UTP Press, then they will send it to the peer review. After you receive the comments of the peer review, you address it and finalize the book, send it back to UTP Press, where they go to publish your book. So it's easy process, and every academician can do it. That's why they must, for every academician, stop wasting time and start writing your book.
I see. So, okay, since you were in the industry before and you're also an academician now, so I would like to ask you, how do you think academicians can help industry practitioners enhance their skills and knowledge through publication?
Definitely, the industry people, they are dealing with materials and products, and the researchers, they are dealing with the testing, improving the material. So let us take example, the conventional concrete. All the industry people, they know the conventional concrete. But what they know about the conventional, most of them, generally, they know only the the conventional properties like physical properties, mechanical properties, which all the people interested in the civil engineering, they know. But the research coming from the researcher, they are talking about how to improve this concrete, the performance, the behavior by adding so many materials, for example, nanoparticles. So they are adding the nanoparticles to improve and make this product is more economic and better performance, physical or mechanical. So for the people in the industry, when they read these papers, so they will have much better understanding to the product or the material they are dealing with, rather than just keep it to the conventional one. So when they have this kind of view about the latest improvement on the material, I believe that it will be more economical to them, and also at time less time spent in the maintenance or later stage, and also how to cut costs or reduce the cost of the project by using more advanced material. So that's why in this sense, the academician helping the through the publication, helping the industry to to be more and to enhance their skills and knowledge on the material. That's why I advise all the industry people to allocate sometimes read research paper published by researchers and academicians.
So relating to that statement, I have a question. When you were in the industry before you became an academician, did you read research papers?
No, but it is a very good question. I remember when I was doing as engineer, so we found, like, after the concreting, we found small bubbles in the wall. So I remember I was the project manager, then I spent a lot of time and effort on how to avoid these small bubbles, and try so many methods, spend a lot of money, but to no of no avail. But after I studied my master, then I start to read the research paper, whatever actually I found the answer. So I'm advising all the engineers, all the people in the construction industry, please read the articles, read the technical books. So this one is very important, because I can't say 90% or 50% of the problem you are facing maybe right now in your projects. I can say 100% of the problem you are facing, you can find the answer in the technical books or the research papers.
I see. Okay. Very well said, Doctor. So I have another question for you. Since you also write hundreds of article journals, so I would like to know, which did you enjoy more, writing books or writing article journals?
I enjoy more writing books.
Mm-hmm.
Because this book, especially when I see my undergraduate, especially I'm focusing on my undergraduate, reading the books and getting better understanding, helping them, make it more easier for them to understand the course we are teaching them. I feel more happy. But again, the research paper also, they are very near to my heart, because we spend our effort and time to produce these papers. So
it's fulfilling.
Yeah, so it's a kind of difficult which one more near to my heart, or enjoying which one. In fact, I enjoy both of them.
I see. So, moving on to the next question. Do you agree with the statement that the pandemic has changed the engineering landscape, in the sense that people are looking for more digital books than printed books?
Yes, I totally agree because the pandemic has changed our life, and the world before the pandemic is totally different from the world after pandemic. During the pandemic, we work from home, and the students also learn from home as well. So all the teaching online, so it's become more convenient for the not only the student, for the lecturers as well to use the ebook. So by now they become familiar with the ebook because the ebook, it's it's handy, easy to access. Then even if you want to find a specific topic, whatever, it's easy to just type the keywords, then you will find it. So you can carry them with you anywhere you go, in your handphone or your laptop. So I believe now the future is for the ebook, no more the physical book. Although some people they enjoy the physical book, but I think the future is for the ebook.
Even for engineering?
Even for engineering.
Okay, so what do you think are the roles of academicians in enduring the change in engineering landscape?
The role of the academician is to produce more ebooks. So they have to produce more ebooks, so to fill the gap, because now we have so many physical books in the market. So now the gap is the ebook. So the role of the academician, they have to produce as much as possible ebook to close the gap and to make it easy for especially for the students and not only the students practicing engineering as well, to get benefit of these books.
True. So, Doctor, do you have any tips on how to write a technical book?
It's a very simple thing. It's only one tip, especially for academician. It's just start writing your book. Start writing your book. You don't know how to start? Very simple. Develop your preliminary proposal. What you put in the proposal is a very simple thing. Target reader. If your student is a target reader, you put my student, UG student or PG student is the target reader. Then you the outline, provide the outline of the book. Then send it to UTP Press. UTP Press will guide you from there how to publish the book, which is very easy, especially if you have your lecture notes and you are improving these lecture notes for so many years. So now is the time for you to start writing the book. Just after your proposal approved by UTP Press, then you start on reading, research, editing, formatting, put it in a book format, then send it to UTP Press, where they will do for you the internal auditing, and also they will do for you the format. Then they send back to you to finalize your book and send to them again, where they send it to the peer review. Then you will address the comments of the peer review. Then you come publish your book. They will help you on the publishing the book. You don't need to worry.
So thank you so much for the useful tips, Doctor. So down to our last question. What would you advise people that want to write a technical book?
It's again, don't think too much. You just start writing the book, because I believe every academician, every researcher has the enough material to write a book. It's only
a matter of motivation.
Yeah, it's only you have to start writing. So you keep during the writing the book, you keep yourself motivated. Then you can finish it as soon as possible, rather than you spend a few years. Maybe it's writing the book, it will not take that much, especially when you have all the necessary material. So if you don't know where to start, I'm telling you the very simple tip. You start with your lecture notes. You put your lecture notes as you put them together and then edit them, formatting, and then you will produce the book. If you are working on research, you are working on a specific material, products, or system, definitely if you have worked for for some times on it, now you have the enough data and you have the suitable analysis for it, definitely. So you start put them together in one book. Let the people see let the people get benefit of your knowledge, because as an academician, as a researcher, you are a very knowledgeable person in your area. So let the people get benefit of this knowledge. It's not only keep it for yourself, or when somebody come to approach you, then you tell them. No, share it. The book is or the published paper is a form or it's a platform for you to share your knowledge with as much as possible people interested in the topics or this knowledge.
Because it's your responsibility also, right?
It's part of the responsibility of the academician and the researcher to share their knowledge, not to keep it only for themselves, to share their knowledge with the rest of the public.
Very well said, Doctor. So we have reached the end of our session, and just to wrap it all up, for academicians out there, you can stop wasting time and start writing your books now. And for engineering practitioners out there, please do yourselves a favor and read all the publications, books and articles about engineering. So once again, I would like to thank Dr. Bashar for being here with us today.
Thank you, Adina. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the sharing, and also thank you for watching. Also thank you to MAPIM and Shopee for organising this event, and I hope that we will see each other again for the next Carnival Buku Ilmiah. So thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.